some of the things with regard to your ceramic pens. So in front of me, you can see some of the pens I've been working on. Roughed out the shape. One thing that I want to talk about is this particular little detail. This is your pen back that will be glued to the back of your pen once your pen is complete and fired. So make sure that your pen back fits completely hidden on the back of your pen so that when we go to glue it, it's not sticking out. Also remember that ceramics shrink, so be aware that if it just barely fits the ceramic part, the clay part, it'll shrink a little bit as it's fired. This particular pen is way too thick, and I'm going to need to shave it down a bit. This one is doing okay. I mean, there's a little bit of thickness right here, but it's nothing completely to worry about. And it fits perfectly. This little guy, doing okay. You also want to make sure that your pen back is up towards the top of your design. If it's not, when you go to put it on, sometimes the weight of the pen, if the pen is down below, it will flop forward on your clothing. So make sure that you put your pen towards the top of your designs as much as possible. Another thing that you can do just to help yourself out is use a tool and just gently trace around that pin back. If you don't have one at home, I'll do that next. You can carve out an area or just mark an area, which is totally fine. I'm looking for really nice details, so on these particular pieces, I'm still going to be carving on them and making them more detailed using this cuticle stick, these nails, and mechanical pencil is really awesome to use. You can get a super fine line using the lead of the pencil, but you can also have a very sturdy tool even if you take the lead back. I also found that trying to rough out your shapes and then carve your shapes at the same time is somewhat problematic because when clay is super wet, the clay just kind of beads up and leaves all these little clay boulders behind. Especially if you look at this pineapple. It is pretty beaded up, but now that it's had a chance to dry, I can get those crisp, clean lines that I'm searching for. Super nice. Please make sure that you have your reference photos in front of you as you're sculpting. So when I was working on this butterfly, I would look over at my screen and there was a picture of a butterfly so that I could work on getting those shapes just right. Try not to work directly from your memory. Sometimes our memories are not what they should be, but if you have something right in front of you, you can work directly from it and really make sure that you get your shapes right. I want you to remember, don't make it too thick. Also, don't make it too thin because it'll become super fragile. Make sure there's enough real estate on the back of your pieces that you can center a pin back right in the middle towards the top. Please make sure that you carve your name and hour on the back of each one of your 5 pins. If you can't fit your name, at least put your initials and your hour. I have 2 hours of jewelry this semester. So make sure you do that for me, otherwise your pens are going to get lost. Remember that you have to have 5 pins from one of each of the categories, and the categories are animal, food, a word or words or letters, personal symbol, and a tool. All of those are very open to interpretation. So what that means is maybe your tool is paintbrush. Maybe your tool is a soccer ball. I don't know. So think about what's a tool that you use in your life. Other than that, I need you to work on your stuff. So you really don't need a whole lot of clay when you're working on these. And if your clay is somewhat dry, you can add a little bit of water to it. Have your reference photos in front of you. And when I say reference photos, that was that assignment that I made you do. Hopefully you did it. So rough your shapes out. And since I'm going to be carving into it, this is going to be a lot thicker than what it should be. And then I'll carve away the excess clay. So get your shapes roughed out. Do that for me. Take a picture of it. Upload that picture into your digital portfolio. Attach your picture to the assignment. Thanks.